So I'm working on a design that I want to use some dried flowered bits in, and remembered that I had these flower gels. I haven't taken a look at them yet to swatch them, so I don't know. Are they going to work out better than trying to do your own dried flowers? I figured I would swatch them up and see what they're going to look like. Are they really worth it? So I had bought a set from Puente, and then I had picked up just a random one. These are all, it seems, an individual color, whereas this one here was some different mixed ones. That doesn't look too appealing like that, but I don't know. We'll see what it ends up looking like once it's been swatched. So these are potted gels. We'll need a applicator brush to do them. I've just grabbed a cheesy brush that's a discount brush from somewhere. Seeing as how this is just for a swatch, I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to start with this Mtssii mixed flower gel. Typically I do the whole swatch and I do 2 coats and all that kind of stuff, but since these are small 5 ml jars, and it's really just to get a look of what the flower pieces are like in it and the gel color, I'm just going to throw some on here and see what one coat does for it. And just see what these flower pieces are like. Already I'm noticing that there's a lot more gel than flower in this particular one. So I am having to like go in and pick up little flower bits. Ideally picking up a flower gel, I'd prefer to see it, you know, nice and heavily packed. So this is a 6-piece set for Puente. Numbers 1 through 6. They're 5 ml jars. They were quite inexpensive. The set was $17, which Canadian, which comes out to under $3 a jar. So not phenomenally cheap, but still not that expensive when it comes to gels. See, I'm dipping in my brush and I got lots of gel on there, but like one little piece of flower. There looks like there's, you know, a decent amount of flower bits in there, but really there's not a lot in here. So here's my swipe. Look at all gel. Oh, one flower bit. And no matter how I kind of dip around in here, it's really tough to get floral bits. What I could see is this getting really bulky on the nail if you're trying to put any serious amount of flour in there. Like, look at, there's quite a bit of gel on there. I'm going, you know, rather thickly because I'm trying to get the flower bits, and there's like nothing. And it's not a matter of the flour settling to the bottom because I have stirred these up after opening them here. So while the little bits of flour in there are lovely, like, how many layers am I going to have to apply to actually get enough for it to be noticeable, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Let's keep swatching and see if they get any better from here. Ooh, here's number 2. That's a beautiful pastel pink. Look at that. So quite lovely, but again, it looks like, oh, this one looks a little bit better for the amount of flowers inside. This one seems to be suspended almost in a clear, but it does have a tiny hint of pink to it, it seems. It's just very, very, very light. I do think that's very pretty though. Number 3 here is looking a bit purple to me. I do like how the jelly colored gel that they're using really complements the flowers so well. But again, not a lot of flowers in here. So here they are, all top coated with a gloss. This is the set here. This is the extra one that I had done from here. Very interesting. In the jar, this one here has this weird yellowy green color, but once it is swatched, it's actually much nicer. I shouldn't say that. The swatch, when it goes on wet, still has this weird color for whatever reason. Once it cures, it is a much nicer pinkish tone. That seems to be a lot better. So this one, not the worst. It was only a couple of bucks, and it does have a nice selection of different flower bits in there. I didn't have to go too thick. So not sure if the color will change once it's cured on there, seeing as how it was different than it was in the pot wet, but not the worst. These ones here, I would not recommend. They weren't very expensive, but they were expensive enough that I just didn't find them to be worthwhile. This really throws me off. This one's like a neon with all kinds of color in the base tint gel, and so not digging that. These ones here turned out rather nice, but I mean, for the price, you're barely getting any flower bits in there, and you'd probably just be better off picking up some of these types, which are usually around $3 or $4, and then tinting your own base gel, either with a glass color if you happen to have it, or maybe some ink, alcohol ink, or something else that's just going to give you a little bit of a color, if that's even something that you want in the background. Because again, that's another thing. If you're layering these over top of something else, then it's going to kind of mess with the color a bit, since there is a bit of a tint to them. So yeah, even though they weren't that expensive, I am not at all impressed with these. I think I would just skip them. Save your money. Don't bother. Unless there's something about them that's really doing it for you, but it certainly didn't for me. Hopefully I'll still find a way to use them, but regardless, hope you enjoyed checking out the video and finding out what not to get. As always, guys, until next time, thanks for watching, and don't forget to love your nails. Bye!